But I initially started back in 2010. Yeah, 2010 with the agricultural piece. And so I requested soil testing from Clemson, and I took my samples, I submitted them, and they says, with that piece of property you have, you need to join Master Gardeners. So I joined Master Gardeners. That's where I met Laura Lee, and that experience was wonderful. We met over in Walterboro, and it was probably a class of maybe a dozen folks. So it was very interesting because the folks came from the area of Smokes, other low country areas, Beaufort. I'm from Ridgeland. I don't think we had anybody from Charleston, but it was a very interesting class, and everyone contributed. And it gave me an opportunity where we did swapping of plant types. So I've got, say for instance, ginger still in my yard from my classmates that is over, 13 years old now. Very interesting. And now this association with Ellie, she's become my health partner. And with that being said, I am a 68-year-old Vietnam era veteran that's traveled the whole planet, trained in several electronic specialties. I've had a very exciting life, and I still want to be the person that's 85 years old and able to mow the acreage. And I'm presently doing it, and that's what I envision for myself. So I'm partially arthritic ridden, and in terms of being helpful, I try and do it through nutrition, definitely through some exercise, and definitely through the maintenance of the property. The program was so excellent in Master Gardeners, I've always had Clemson in my email. You know, everything that comes up Clemson, I want to do. I've met incredible people through Clemson. I've continued to, like I say, so that's where I'm at right now. And the health partner now of having Camden, where they're doing that imaging of a person that has full mobilities versus limited mobilities, or just choosing to sit in a chair. I've advanced through some yoga, and I learned it from a classmate in Ibiza, Spain, and it just opened up the window of relief like I had never felt before. The biggest asset that they gave me was the breathing mechanism. And the breathing mechanism is they taught you how to breathe in rhythms, in box, doing a full inhalation, which is 4 seconds, and a full exhale of making sure it all goes out. And the feeling that you have after the 30 minutes to maybe an hour workout. And I know that piece about the oxygen is the secret sauce. I trained in athletics, track and field, basketball, a little bit of volleyball. No one was emphasizing breathing like the yoga people do. So it's aided me when I do my long distance driving, and I've ridden about, say, 6 hours even. I know I've got to do a breathing practice in the next 5 minutes before I stop for gasoline. Otherwise, I'll get out and I'll be in the cruckling position from sitting in the car. So it's changed my way of thinking, and that's what was so cool about the breathing process. It immediately improved the brain without anything else being done. So now I'm learning the mind-body connection. So when they're giving us moves, you're going to the side, they're telling you to breathe into that side, and then you are remembering to breathe, because in lots of cases, I am so excited that I quit breathing. And that's where the yoga instructor, typically when you're in presence with the yoga instructor, they're walking around the room and they're reminding people, breathe, because they can see that you're not breathing. You're just sort of holding your breath to see if your body can do the next thing, because you're excited over your body doing things that you normally hadn't been able to do. It's extending my healthy life. I can feel the presence of everything that I've done in my yard right now, in terms of that I greenhouse, I compost. Composting I've been doing for years, but I've elevated my operations of composting, and I know I can extend myself more. They met me, as Ellie says, they met me where I reside today. So I gave up a lot of that posture stuff, doing the stand-up posture, and I didn't have the energy at that point to go back to that. So chair yoga was the way to go. And it had all of the benefits of all of the postures. It's amazing. That portion to me is completely amazing that I can accomplish it from the chair. But at this point, I built up out of the chair, and with the cheerleading capabilities that Ellie has, she's cheered me into challenging the next phase. So therefore, I've got to go past the 2 days that I do and go into 3 days. I really need to be in a 3-day pattern. So I'm learning it, but there's a little bit of a hard-headedness up here. And what I'll do is I'll substitute my yard work, and I'll go with my yard work and do probably up to 3 hours. But I know I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish for the day. And I've added a 3rd day by definitely doing my work in my yard. So I'm getting a lot of good thought work. It's not just all body work, it's a lot of thought work too. Well, they in the challenge that I first met in just attending 10 courses, I got these great toys. I don't know if you can see me throwing the ball up, but this is one of the tools. And this is another tool. And I had never experienced these 2 tools, and they've been very helpful. I had never, ever dealt with these. These are very helpful. I had dealt with the strap, and knew a little bit of something about the strap. So getting these gifts was wonderful. It was motivation when they sent me these gifts. Ellie is saying all the right things at all the right times. She's a cheerleader, and I'm able to breathe deeply and exhaust loud, versus she can't because she has that microphone on. But it's funny because I'll bring it up because, like she says, oh, I'd love to be able to holler like that during the course. But all of her enthusiasm directly translates. And I think that's why, I want to give more to them, because if I am saying the things that they want to hear, which means that they know their services are being felt throughout maybe the entire group of us. And I think our group has vastly grown over the year time frame or so that I've been with them. And it's worldwide. It's completely worldwide. So her points are getting across, and it's up to some of us out in her network to further get the word out. Ellie is meeting me right where I'm at. And those words, when she says it, remind everybody, stay right where you're at. You can come out of your comfort zone on the next try. As Ellie says, we'll meet you where you're at. That's what's most important. That's a very comforting statement, because for the senior population, and I reside in that population, down to the young folks that are like, oh, I'd rather do something more jazzed up. They won't tell you that at the beginning. She's explaining that we're warming up. She's explaining that we're now ready to use these muscles. She's explaining that we've reached that last one, and you guys made it. You made it through. And then we get to do those restful positions that tone our bodies down. And from there, you're ready to do anything that you're big enough to do.